Load up the rig again and add a walk forward and walk left clip into the scene. Make sure the curves are matched and compose. Right click on clips, load up walk forward, right click, load walk left. Let's go to the tracks, we'll just add walk forward, we can create a new track, add walk left. Okay, we have two animations, walk forward and left, which means we have two directions we can blend animation into. The other two directions, walk back and walk right, can be considered reversed motion since they oppose the movement of the first two. There are two rules to reverse animations within a moveset to keep them blending correctly, out of phase and backwards. Out of phase means the animation doesn't play in sync with the other animations. Backwards is exactly that, the animation in reverse. Interestingly, when you combine these two actions to a clip, you get a reversed in-phase animation that syncs correctly with the others. First, for simplicity, all of these things we're going to do in Compose will get baked into a clip. It's easier to load 4 clips and blend them than to comprehend blending 2 clips with 2 other clips that are reversed and out of phase. Anyway, reverse the walk forward clip first. Make sure only one track is active in the scene, and note the time component down here in the clip instance block. Time for a clip starts at 0 and ends at 1. This is called normalized time. No matter how long a clip is, the beginning and end is always between 0 and 1. If we go above or below 0 or 1, it repeats itself. So to play backwards, we set the beginning value on the timeline to 1, which is the end of the clip. So if we take time here, type in 1, and you can see down here on the graph editor, it's set to 1. Scrub to the end of the clip, set the time component to 0. We have our backwards walking animation. To make sure the next step comes off without a hitch, set the repeat function of the curve, which is inside the spline. Set that to repeat local. This will still loop the clip, but the time channel will repeat with the values at frame 0 on the timeline. Voila! We have a clip that plays backwards. Now, out of phase is a little more complicated because in order to synchronize our animations, the correct foot has to pick up at the same time in all tracks that are blending. If it doesn't, we get canceled values during our smart motion and the animation will hiccup. So, when the animation is reversed, it literally gets off on the wrong foot. Here's where phase comes in. Ask yourself this: which foot will pick up correctly in a reversed animation? The one in the middle of the cycle, of course. To get that foot in the correct time frame, offset the animation clip 50%. In this case, since we have a 32 frame long clip, we offset it to frame 16. Now the correct foot will sync up with the other animation during blending. Right mouse click to drag that back out to frame 32. It will repeat itself, and now we have out of phase, backwards walking clip. The correct foot should sync up with the other animations. So from here, now that we've created a backwards out of phase clip, pick an object, make sure we are set to the proper group, and set keyframes. Tap the Enter key, use the computed values. I tend to set every 4th keyframe on these objects, so I just count ahead 4, tap the Enter key a couple of times to set the keyframe, and then just tap the Enter key, and that will bake my sequence back down. If you have more complex movement, you can go ahead and use the Shift Enter key to bake the range, which will bake every single key. So now we have a backwards walk that is in phase. So to check that, we can disable the entire track and take a look. We now have keys on the timeline that we can pull into a different clip. So this same technique is used on the walk right clip to give us our 4 directional movements. These clips are then saved into the motions folder within our project. When you go to the clips and you pick a clip, right click and go to Clip Save Current, and you'll be able to go find the motion folder inside the HiVant folder and save the MCP file.